Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Malia. Today I wanted to talk about something that's been really important to me lately, and that is filling up my own cup. It's so easy to pour into like work, relationships, responsibilities, adulting in general. Like I feel like I'm still just adulting, right? And then by the end of it, you realize that there's nothing left for you. And I think as women in our 20s and our 30s, it's so easy to fall into the trap of always working, always doing, always giving, always hustling, you know what I mean? But here's the truth. You can't pour from an empty cup, and you deserve to feel loved for and cared for, and even if that's just by yourself. So the last couple of weeks, I've been seeing this trend go around on TikTok, and it's about filling up your own cup. So that kind of gave me the inspiration and the idea for today's video, and some of the things that people put for their own cup that they wanted to fill were things like traveling, baking, going on hikes, camping, being outside, just like so many different things. And even though I can't do those things every single day, like I wish I could travel every day, but I can't for right now, like why not make my own list for a typical regular everyday, you know what I mean? And these can just be like little things that you can do for yourself in your life that just make you feel a little bit better. And as always, I always love to hear from other people, so please leave a comment down below as you're watching this video or even in the beginning. I am always looking for other great ideas and activities just to incorporate into my own life, so that's why I always just like hearing back from other people. So in today's video, I will be sharing my own ways that I like to fill up my own cup. And like I've been saying, just like during a typical day, this can be small activities that don't require a lot of effort, just something small to make yourself feel better about yourself. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. Okay, for the first one, for me, it's just something so simple. It's just making a little matcha. I love matcha. If you've seen any of my other videos from the past years, you would know I love my matcha, okay? And I get the whole it tastes like grass. You know what? I said it in my last video, grow up, okay? This is a safe space for matcha lovers. This is not a matcha slander space, okay? Let me just start off with that. But you just have to figure out your favorite way of making this drink. Like for me, I like it to be like a little bit sweet, so I add like a little bit of blue agave to it, mix that stuff up, and to me it tastes wonderful. Like after the first sip, I'm like, wow, life is really good. Like I'm not even joking, that's literally how I feel. But for me, matcha isn't just a drink, it's kind of like a ritual in my routine. It's a good way to either start my day or have like a midday matcha for like a little pick-me-up. It's kind of just the act of slowing down, whisking it, which if you have your own matcha kit, you should be whisking. Whisk away for, it feels like hours, until your wrist feels like it's about to fall off. That's how you know when you're actually doing it correctly, okay? So it just takes a little bit of time to slow down and just enjoy a nice perfect matcha in the morning or midday, like I said. Yeah, it just kind of reminds me to start my day off with being soft and having intention. If you're not like me and you don't want to make your own drink, go to a coffee shop. I love a good coffee shop experience, the vibe, the environment, like everything about it. I love coffee shops. And so if you want to go get your favorite drink at a coffee shop, like coffee, tea, a smoothie, things like that, for a matcha, I just prefer to not pay $10 for a matcha, okay? That is why I don't typically like to go to coffee shops, even though I love going there to get work done. And typically they have like really fun seasonal flavors as well if you go to a local coffee shop, for sure. I'm not talking about no Starbucks, no Dunkin', like a local owned, family owned, small business coffee shop will always have that comfy feeling for you. Oh, I could talk about coffee shops for days, like I swear. I personally like to make my favorite drinks at home, not only because it's rewarding, but I like to try out different recipes, different flavors, kind of see like what I like, and then I can always cater that to myself, and I love doing that. That's making different syrups like strawberry syrup, vanilla, blueberry, different flavors. If you want to make purees as well, if you want to start making your own foams or like the creamer type stuff or like whatever stuff that you put on top, I don't really do all that. I gotta frothing, that's what it is. I still gotta get into that a little bit, but it's just like really rewarding, and I like to figure out kind of what I like and which ways I can enhance my own drink, basically. I love matcha. I love having a little drink, a little treat for myself, so that is just one way that I like to fill up my own cup. It's just getting a little drink, and doesn't have to be, alcoholic, doesn't have to be nothing fancy, but just something to brighten your day just a little bit more. I've been trying to incorporate more daily movement to my everyday life, and I used to do a lot more like high impact workouts, that's just what I'm calling it, but like boxing, weightlifting, like things like that takes a lot more like time and preparation in my mind to even get out of bed to go do those activities. But I still been wanting to get into just different types of workouts, if that's yoga or stretching or going on a walk, just something very low impact, not a lot of pressure or mental preparation to go do that thing. It takes like 10 minutes to like, feel a little good, feel like you've accomplished something, accomplished some type of movement in your day. So for me, I've been trying to go on more walks. I typically have not been a walker like most of my life, but being in a new area, and I always like to kind of explore around where I live, I've been kind of go on walks to kind of just check out the area, see what's around, see what parks are near me. And it's nothing fancy, it's just me, the air, my thoughts, all that. And by the end of the workout, or by the end of my walk, I just feel like a little bit lighter. Like it just feels so good. Like I don't know, get your 10K steps in, you guys. Like, let's get it going, okay? That's just something I've been trying to incorporate more into my life and my everyday life, and I have been liking it so far. So I gotta keep it up before winter time in Chicago arrives, because I'm terrified. I don't like the winter. So while it is nice outside and I can appreciate the nice weather, I want to start being outside a little bit more, and just a daily little 10-minute walk definitely does the job. And then there's journaling, one of my favorites as well. And if you've been watching my videos, you know I love journaling. You know it's a safe space for me. For me, writing has become a way for me to process, to dream, and sometimes just to vent. Like I be writing my stuff. Like, you just gotta get it out of your head. And sometimes if you don't want to bother your friends, your partner, like your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or like your family, go to your journal, because your journal will always be there and they're not going to complain back to you, okay? I think of journaling as kind of having a conversation with myself, like no judgment, no filter, just a safe space for me. There are so many different ways that you can journal. You don't have to follow any specific rules, and there's not a specific way to do it correctly, which I think that's what I love the most about it, because it kind of puts the pressure off of doing a task like journaling. And for me, typically I just go on Pinterest and I find some good old journal prompts to do. Sometimes as I'm writing out the questions, I'll realize that's like too heavy of a subject for me to go into in that moment. So try to find something a little bit lighter and just easier for me to just get something out of my head and just start writing a little bit. But if you're not interested in doing journal prompts, other ways that you could journal would just be like mind dumping. And for me, mind dumping is basically just yapping, but on paper, if that makes like any sense to you guys. Like, there's no need to keep the conversation aligned. Like, it doesn't have to follow any like pattern. You can literally just get out any thought at any moment and just write, just kind of clear your mind out a little bit better. Yeah, just write down anything that you're thinking. So for me, mind dumping is just like, it's scatterbrain everywhere, but it's just helping you clear up your own head a little bit more. And something that I've realized with journaling also is that if I have so much stuff in my head, writing it down somewhere on paper, if that's in your journal, in a notebook, just on a random piece of paper, it kind of reminds yourself, or like lets your mind know that whatever you were thinking about before, that it is in a safe space somewhere, and it's in a place that you can get to later, and you don't have to constantly be thinking about it. Maybe it's more of like a subconscious thing, but that's kind of what I've like realized about myself. So just another little tip for you guys. Maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't, but try it out. And another style of journaling that you could do would be kind of like a manifestation journal. So you can either have a separate journal for this, or just do a page, or whenever you want to write about it, you can just do it that way in your regular journal. But something that one of my friends told me is that she has specific journals for specific things that she wants to write down about. So she only has a manifestation journal for the goals that she wants to achieve, the steps that she wants to take to get to that place and to accomplish that dream. And what she told me, she was like, each item is gonna have different energies. So she's like, I have my, mind dumping journal where some of the thoughts can be a little bit more negative, and I don't want my mind dumping to be in the same space as my manifestation, because if something negative but you're trying to bring something positive into your life, in her mind it kind of clashed. And to me it makes sense. So I kind of like having that separate idea and having just a journal for manifestation, for just your goals and your dreams, and don't have any bad energy going that way for it. And I mean, I'll also just write down my goals in my main journal, and that's what I do now. But I like to have that concept in the other option, so you're not putting everything all in one space, especially if you're very spiritual or you feel energies like very prominent in your life. That can kind of like mess you up a little bit. So maybe just try a new journal. You can find journals at a thrift store, at the dollar store, at Five Below. I don't shop at Target, so I won't be getting my journals anymore at Target. That's usually where I'd go. But there's so many stationery stores, there's so many different places where you can just get a journal. So it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be $1, a little bit more, you know, but those are just some other ideas for you guys if you're not into journal prompts or following a strict guide. And at least for me, journaling is the first thing I will always go back to when I want to reconnect with myself and kind of figure out what's going on in my head and in my life and how I'm feeling. For the past 3 years, I believe, I've been crocheting. It's been a fun creative outlet for me, but it's also something that I'm constantly learning as well. After I made those shorts that I wore to Lollapalooza, I've been just kind of like, I have my yarn right here. I've been just using my extra yarn and just practicing some like little projects here and there. So recently it's been coasters for me. I gotta still thread in the back part of this, but I just made like a little coaster here. It's kind of has like a little edge. Cute. Now, here's the thing about crocheting. It can be simple, but it always depends on what item or product you're gonna be creating. Because something like a coaster, like I just did circles, that's very, very easy to do. It's very like mind off. It's just the same stitch over and over and over again. Like it's really not that hard. But if you're doing a project like clothing or certain bags or like keychains or plushies, that's gonna take a little bit more mental power. So just keep that in mind, because some people will start an activity, a hobby, and they'll expect it to be easy. I don't think crocheting is hard. I actually do think it's a pretty easy activity to learn, but it also depends on what tutorials you're watching, what patterns you're following, and then also just the product that you're making, because some things are definitely going to be a lot harder than others. But there's something just really healing about creating something with your own hands. You know, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's kind of just about being present and working on a new skill and also having fun with it. I don't typically like to make repeat projects unless I'm making someone for someone else. I like to try out new crochet projects because not only is it good for your brain to like learn something new, but every time you learn something new, your life starts to slow down because it's taking your brain time to learn and not just go through the motions with something. So that's kind of like my little trick on kind of slowing down your life. If you're feeling like it's rushing, it's going too fast. Like summer for me went in a blink of an eye. Like I don't know where summer went. To me, it's still summer, but it's like, it's already the end of August. Like my brain is still so confused by that. So at least for me, I like to incorporate learning new skills, trying out new hobbies, because it kind of stops your brain from just, like I said, going through the motions, and you actually have to take time and focus to just learn something new. And I think when you're done with school, like you're done with elementary school, high school, college, when you're done with that and you're not continuously learning, your life is going to go by so fast. You won't be gaining anything else in your life. And for me, I always want to be learning and challenging myself in so many different things. And I have so many goals that I have, and there's so many things I need to learn to even get to that place to achieve those goals. So I just kind of keep that in mind. Even if it's something simple as crocheting, I can still find a simple crochet project, but I still want to keep my brain moving and just learning something new. And then the best part about crocheting is that you get to make a little gift for yourself, and you get to tell everyone, oh my gosh, look at what I made. Like as soon as I make anything, I'm showing pictures to everybody. I will show it to you. I'm like, look at these shorts I made. Look at this. I'll go up to strangers and I'm like, isn't it cute? I made it. Like it's so fun to do that stuff. And then people are like, oh my gosh, I want one. Can you make me one? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. Maybe I don't make it, but I got fans, you know? I'm kidding. But yeah, it's just like a little gift for yourself. It's a win-win overall. So start crocheting. And then this is my all-time favorite, but it's buying yourself flowers. It might seem like something really small, but every time I see my flowers on like my coffee table, on my desk, it's kind of like a little reminder that I deserve beauty, I deserve joy, I deserve softness in my life. Now, my favorite places to get flowers typically have been Trader Joe's. For Trader Joe's, I think their prices for flowers are pretty reasonable, and they always have a good selection, and they keep it within the seasons as well. Now, another place I like to get my flowers would be the farmer's market, but we all know farmers markets can be a little bit pricey, so I'd rather just go to Trader Joe's or just somewhere like a little bit cheaper. It's like, you know, flowers are flowers, they're gonna look pretty anyways, and I'm not like the most knowledgeable person on flowers, so I don't really know what I'm even getting. Like, I went to go get flowers at Trader Joe's. I got the baby breath flowers. It's like the little like white speck ones. I would always just kind of like see those and add them to like little things. Why did I never notice how bad they smell? They smell so bad. Like, they look pretty. I just put this cute little one together, like these little things. They look pretty, but they reek. They smell. So you know what? I want to tell everyone, don't smell my flowers, but they look cute. They look all pretty, right? Yeah, I just like how flowers add so much like beauty and character into the space. Like, it just makes it pop a little bit more. And as I am still moving, this is gonna be the longest move of my life. By the time I even get everything into my house, I'm gonna be leaving and have a new lease by that point. But because I'm moving, I don't have any decorations up or any art or paintings or anything like that. You know, having some flowers in the space, it brings just like a little bit of like a pop of color, a little something. So I have been appreciating like bringing in flowers, and it just adds a little something to the room. There is nothing wrong with buying flowers for yourself. Have we learned anything from Queen Miley? But learn something from Miley. Buy yourself some damn flowers. I'm already so happy about it. Also, it cost me less than $10. I think the carnations I bought were about $5, and the little baby breath one, cost me about like $4. Like, it cost me $9, and I filled up 3 vases, and I actually have one more vase I need to fill, but I'm cleaning it right now, and then I can put even more flowers in there. So it's like, for less than $10, you're doing something for yourself, and it's something beautiful and pretty, and it's just so cute. So when I say filling up your own cup, this is what I mean. It's about giving yourself the little things that make you feel alive and make you feel cared for and loved. And it doesn't have to look like mine. Mine were just some little examples of things that I like to do for myself. But maybe for you, it's gonna be painting or dancing, baking, even just having a cup of tea and just enjoying nature around you. Like, it can just be so many things that you enjoy doing for yourself, and whatever that may be, you deserve it. You are always worthy of the love that you give to others, and I think people forget about that sometimes. And sometimes the bravest thing that you can do is just give it back to yourself. And like I said before, I always love hearing from other people and just things that you all will do in your life. So if you have some other great ideas or just things that you would do for yourself to fill up your own cup, please let me know down below, because I would love to try out some new ideas and just things that maybe I wouldn't think I would like. But I always like trying new things. You never know if you like something until you try it out for yourself. So I just always keep that in mind and keep an open mind in general, because I love learning from other people. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I love learning different tips, advice, and just different ways that other people live their lives. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: don't wait for someone to show up for you. Be the one who shows up for yourself, because your future self will thank you for it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. This one was really fun for me to make, but I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.